everyone, I'm FD from Roll with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD, baby.
I'm rolling with FD.
And this is my co-host, Big Jon.
Hey YouTube, it's your boy Big Jon. Thank you for rolling with me and FD here on What's the Play.
We're here every week.
Big Jon, what's going on?
What's up? What's going on?
Talking sports, the hobby, pop culture, and much more.
Catch us every Tuesday night talking about sports, the sports car hobby, and current events. Go Bears.
Most of these teams that do not care about if they're winning ball games. They care enough about, are you interested in what they're doing?
Beckett probably going out of business or getting bought soon.
I don't think Kawhi Leonard, if he comes back, he's going to end up going back out.
Dion, you don't got to like that he cocky, but he got a right to be.
Big Jon, if Jimmy Butler goes to the Bay, I'm on the ground and I'm not. And you all know we're going to bring on guests from the hobby and everywhere else that you want to hear from.
You have to be prepared for haters. You have to be prepared for people who don't like you.
I started opening up my first packs in 1976.
I don't want to interrupt you, but while you're talking, I just got some background entertainment for you, but keep going.
What are you playing? Michael Jordan.
We got Junior in the house, Paxton in the house.
A lot of players got to find a way to win based on their own strengths.
What would we say is John Morant's strength?
Attacking the rim.
You know, small guards attack the rim, don't play long. This is the What's to Play podcast. Hey, what's up, Big Jon? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
All right. It's
How
Tuesday.
I look?
You look great, sir.
All right.
You look great.
Look
It's
at that.
Tuesday, May 6th, and we have an excellent guest with us tonight. I want to bring in Adam from the LA Card Show.
Yo.
Adam, what's up?
Big Jon.
Welcome, Adam. Welcome.
Good to see you, fellas.
Good to see you, sir. How's your day going? Good?
Oh, man, I had a good day today, man. Good day today.
All
Good
right.
day.
All right. One thing I want everybody to know that when I first met Adam, the energy level that he brings, I love that. He brings that energy. Adam, I just want to start out by letting everybody know a little bit about you, kind of your background, how you got connected to the LA Card Show, how you created it, and how you kind of got entrenched in the hobby a little bit. You can take any one of those questions. And we all want to know more about Adam.
Yo, you know what? Well, let's just start with my background. You know, my background really is that I've been a brand maker for about a little over 20 years. I started an agency in 2007, coming off of the heels of really running the sales of a really large global fashion brand. And it gave me the opportunity to really consider taking my talents in-house to different opportunities or starting my own agency. And I did that back in the dark ages of 2007. So I started making brands right away. You know, we started either going in and fixing brands that were broken or starting brands from inception, taking very complex things and finding consumers and then going to the market. And we did it right before e-commerce popped. You know, we did it right before Meta took over the world and that world, before digital advertising was a thing, before there was a direct-to-consumer, back when it was a real consumer inside a store. And so I was fortunate and I have been fortunate to be building brands for a really long time. And those brands even include really dope things. You know, like I've been able to collaborate with Adidas, MCM luxury bags. I know it's Met Gala this week. Really big collaboration with Gucci for Will.i.am at the Met Gala a few years ago. Complex. I wrote a big piece about it. So basically, I've been in like making moments and really like crossing roads with culture my entire career. And then, I moved my agency around in different incarnations. We one version of us was a art studio. Another one was a creative space. And then we opened a full-on branded space in the heart of the Fairfax district across from Supreme in 2013. We did that and opened multiple stores over that time. And we became this sort of epicenter of not only branded culture, but the heart of pop culture. You know, this is Tyler Creator skating up and down on the streets and, Supreme lines around the block and, brands just popping off. This is before John and Vinny's, before the food craze even popped off over there in Fairfax. And so we've been fortunate to be like messing with the game for a really, really long time. I mean, you can see the synergies, right, FD? Like when we were hanging out, it's the same world, huh?
Sure, very much so. There are a lot of things about your show that I'll get into that I really enjoyed and I thought is transcending for the sports car hobby, that what was going on there when we were there at the Intuit Dome. There's a bunch of stuff. So now tell us how you went from your background to LA Card Show.
Well, we're kind of we never really stop, right? So we're always working on something. You know, right now we're working on a really high-end energy brand project. We're working on a couple. We bring some brands and products over from Japan. So we're still in the market of cool and culture. And I would say, like many of us in the year 2020, when we were sort of transitioning life and we were able to sort of take a pause by the fact that the world sort of shifted, I think it gave us a chance to look at a few different things differently. I have a son who is now almost 15 years old, but at the time he's 9, almost 10. And we were looking for things to do. And so we just started looking at his cards and things differently. Like, oh, you've got Pokemon. Oh, what is this? You know? And then we went to a show and we walked around a show and we were really moved by the experience. Like we knew about collecting and we collected a little incidentally, but we didn't really look at it like something that's we're gonna do all the time. You know, something that's like, when we go out, want to eat some food or let's go see a dope concert or go see a movie. Now we want to go to a card shop or we want to go to a card show. It just entered our lives so fast. I mean, Big Jon, you collect too, right?
Yeah, I collect, yes. It's like the same thing. I got back in the same way. It's funny how it gravitates you to like, oh, the car's so close to me. Let me just stop in for a moment. Yeah.
You know, we felt that we walked around. The first one we went to was a pretty big one. And it was like, a little bit like, what is this? Like cross that border. You know, it's like when you first go to a casino and or maybe you stand over the craps table, you're kind of hovering, and then you get a little closer, and then you're like, should I? And you're like, oh, screw it, I'm gonna put that bet in. That's kind of what happens in cards. You're like, am I getting in here? Am I gonna negotiate with this guy? Am I gonna grab a card? And so we just started collecting immediately, just literally collecting. I'm a Green Bay fan, I'm a Laker fan, just started popping. And then we learned, we learned the apps, we learned the language, we learned the people. And what we saw really quickly, FD and Big Jon, was that dude, the same ingredients that moved us in every massive motion in culture were sitting in this room. And it was sort of like, I didn't see that room like a restaurant with entrees. I saw like a grocery store with ingredients. Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And this has a place in this world. But what if we did something where we celebrated the culture that supports it? Like maybe pan down a little bit, you know, like, okay, oh shit, you got some amazing sneakers on. Oh, wow, you got a hoodie on. Oh, you're repping Golden State. Okay, there's a perspective here. What'd you eat for lunch when you came in? What were you listening to? Why did you buy that card? Oh, you like Pokemon now? Is that cool? And you're a sports guy? What is that world? And like, we wanted to just say, let's bring it all together and celebrate it. Let's put dope music on. Let's get great food going. Let's make vendors know from the jump that we are here for them, that we're going to support them through like really cool add-ons and this cool supportive marketing ways, that we are going to spend money and considerable effort driving a crowd to the event. Like that's crazy work, right? Like people think it's like, and I keep seeing it, man, every weekend, card show. I mean, it's a little bit eating the young, right? I want as many card shows as possible, right? Of course, but let's have a point of view. Let's do something that means something. And then if you're going to take money from people, make sure you're reinvesting that into the marketing that draws the crowd to support the work you're bringing together. So we just wanted to do all that, guys, you know, and for us, it was very authentic. We knew that Los Angeles didn't have a card show. And not only did it not have it, there was not even anyone pretending to be, right? Some people dropped LA in little parts of their name, but I almost felt like it was a courageous moment. Like I'm willing to throw a flag, literal flag down and be like, Los Angeles card show, I'm an epicenter of this. I'm going to draw in the culture and then I'm going to explode it back out. And that's what we've done.
Yeah, so I mean, go ahead, Big Jon.
So you had the show at the new Clipper Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last one at Clippers, yep.
Yeah, so I saw a little concert that FD did. How did they come about getting that venue? Well, look, I mean, I don't know. I guess I think everything's a yes. I think everything's possible. Also, this is about force multiplying. So, you know, the venue to us is an active ingredient, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, you know, we can cook this in like a square box, and believe me, we are getting so big and so many opportunities. We are going to tell this story in some classic convention halls at certain points and certain times and ways.
But we are about magnifying the partnerships within this city. And so when we talk to these stadiums, it's not just like, hey, we want to come and rent your venue. Here's an idea. It's like, look, here's a fully thought out strategy. Here is who our consumer is. Here's what you are, and let's bring them together. Let's bring people that have never been inside Intuit ever inside there, right? Let's give them free parking. Let's get them in there experiencing the court. Let's get them to, oh my God, you might convert fans. Like when you watch someone wearing a Lakers jersey walking around Intuit, they weren't hostile. They were kind of home. So like, dude, I'm a Lakers fan till I die. But I'm gonna tell you, I got a little love for the Clippers now. Like I've got a little space for me by having this Intuit experience, and that's what we keep doing. So we've been in some classic venues like the Mayan Theater. Now we're doing some cool collaborations with really cool food entities to like really holler out what they're doing. And now we're doing these venues that are really, really notable, that have a story to tell.
So when we rolled up, first thing I noticed was Adam has already said free parking. We were in the car like, really? We got free parking today? And then when we got in, I mean, you're hearing, I heard stuff from when I was in high school being played, college being played, since I've been out working being played. There was a diverse selection of music that is going on. And Adam, I really love the fact that a lot of Pokemon was in the house.
Yeah.
I got a chance to walk around and look at tables and talk to people. My son was talking, both of my sons were talking to people about Pokemon. That was cool. But at the end of the day, the amount of diversity that was in that building was very, very cool and interesting.
It's crazy because it's like we bring a massive crowd of newcomers, right, who are coming for the culture, right? And so like when you're just looking for car dudes and like live and breathe this, you're going older, you're going predominantly white, right? You're male. Those are three. You check. I mean, here they come, right? That's just a fact. So you have to be like, you have to actively pursue and earn the respect of the community around it that is actually making this up. And so when we bring in it is not a accident that you are seeing Black, Latino, Asians, and whites and others like
yes.
Right. I mean, you're just looking around, and I mean, it's just so beautiful. And you also probably saw this too, FD, is we have a higher percentage of female. Like our female audience is way ticked up.
Absolutely.
And these are things that are almost like
purposeful,
almost untalked about in the industry. They're just accepting it. Hey, 15% of the industry is female. Like, oh, that's okay, because 40% of our show is female. What does that mean? We're just learning these demos too, these demographics that are coming, because we are celebrating both sides of the table. The consumer and the attendee and the vendor and me and y'all and everyone. It's like it's the same. You can interchange. You almost can't even tell what side of the table is, right? That's how clean this needs to be. And we want people to come and learn, feel safe, and also feel safe to like not know stuff. It's cool to be in a place where like I don't know what I'm doing. Like after you brought up Pokemon, bro, we spend so much time and effort to balance these vendors.
And that's the question I want to ask you. Go ahead, go run with it. I was going to ask you about vendor selection. What you're looking for? Go ahead.
No, it's such a hard thing. It goes back to a couple of things. One, the industry as a whole kind of measures a bit of the strength of a show in table count, right? That's a big thing, like flexing. I got
is it 150? Is it 300? What is it?
And then you go, oh, okay, how legit are you? And then when we broke 300 this show, it's like you got different energy. We're gonna break 500 next show. It's like, okay, like people start to sit up. There is a point when you have to recognize that balance is off. So how many people do you want on each side of the table? Mm-hmm. Right? If it's the same people, if it's a similar thing, like what is, how does that balance work? So you automatically have to think about that. How does your table count reflect your community? And how do they support one another? Because it's really, really important to understand the complexity of that. And then you have to realize that Pokemon and TCG, by nature of the newness of it, right? We're talking decades old, like, let's say 30 years old, but let's say crazy 5-10 years right now, right?
Yeah.
You got young, new heads, computer savvy, all over their phones like crazy. When we go live for a show, or when we're marketing a show, dude, the Pokemon TCG are so loud, so fast, so repetitive in a beautiful way. So sometimes it seems like, whoa, there's a disproportionate amount of Pokemon, for instance, right? But really what it is, it's a disproportionate amount. If you do like what we do with the balancing act, it's a disproportionate volume from the genre. And so what we're doing right now is we want to kill that stigma of like, forget Pokemon. It's only about, you're only legit if you're sports. No way, dude. People are collecting both. And if you're as a commodity right now, why would you not? If you were a card collector, why would you not be also using Pokemon that's going like this while sports is going like this?
True.
So it takes weeks and weeks and weeks to do. We have to govern down the amount of each category and control each one as we fill them in. And we have a really complex seating situation that allows people to understand where they're mapped out and in the show. We want to remove that surprise, like if you show up to an event and you don't know where you're sitting, man, that can hurt, or some people get like the blessing and they get, oh, I got this spot, and we eliminated that. You now know exactly where you are from the moment of registration, and everything we're going to do to support it. So that it takes a ton, FD. I mean, Big Jon, y'all know, you guys go to these shows. It takes a ton of work to balance these numbers of tables.
I know when I first started going to shows here, there are a lot of, I'm in Connecticut, and a lot of shows are 50-50 Pokemon, 60-40 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And first experience, I wasn't expecting that. Now, going to these shows over and over again, I expect it. And you can see the difference in negotiations with sports people and Pokemon people. Pokemon people are a lot nicer and flexible, and they kind of it's light played. It's it's not near mid. It's not going to be a PSA 10, and they're okay with that. Whereas you look at sports, oh, it's a PSA 9. I don't want that. I'm not going to pay that. So it's a lot different in communities, but they intermingle well.
Yes. There's some permission that has to be given though, right? And like created, because I've seen it happen. Some of the old heads that are slowly converting, like that you have to get some Pokemon on the table. But also let me say this. I don't collect Pokemon. Like my son does. So, as a group we collect it because he does. I'm crazy about sports still. Like I'm a crazy sports collector. It's what I love. I wish I could go to our own shows in the way other people can. I don't get to go to my own show in that way. I wish I could throw a mask on and just go shop because I love what we do. Other shows too, like there's an important place for some of these other style shows that are more industry feeling. Like you go and like you gotta be ready. You gotta have that pencil out. You gotta be ready. You're talking 10% negotiation numbers, and you're really working back and forth, like that grinder work. Those are good. Those are industry. Those are important for the community to grow. For this thing, for us to graduate beyond just calling it a hobby and calling it both a career, calling it a category, a path. I don't know. This is just a really special time for cards, and I just feel like people like y'all that are doing something different and us doing something different. It has to come together. We all have to do it together, and it's going to change.
Speaking of diversity, when I come to your show and I see a lot of women, and I see well-informed collectors that are women walking around with binders. When I went to the food area with the food truck and sat down, there are many different people around me, talk to some of them, and I see different pigmentations of people walking around that are well informed in the hobby. What are some of your thoughts? I want to pick your brain a little bit on, there's talk of bringing different people into the hobby and introducing them to what this is and the education part of it. From if you want to be a collector, a flipper, or investor, or just a collector. What are some of your thoughts on how that can actually happen? Because I'm walking your show and I see something that looks very different.
Look, I mean, I love what you're saying, and I'm hoping that we could clip this, what I'm about to say, and what you just asked, and get it to the right people. We are spending a lot of time talking to financial institutions about financial literacy, investment literacy, and teaching this to our community directly. I know that it's the hobby, but it's not. It's so different. It's a job. It's a pathway. It's an excitement. They need to understand that, like, doing well on this means, dude, you got to pay taxes on that. You can't, first of all, this is fun. This is fun. Also, $10 later. You got to pay them taxes. And then you got to realize, oh, wow, this is a commodity. Oh, I can actually do this. And now have I overspent? What's my inventory like? You start to learn these controls. And then let's say you start moving forward. We can use these conduits, these conversation points to change their entire lives, make them financially literate almost by osmosis, right? Almost like passively while they're coming to sell cards. My son is a mega businessman. He can negotiate with any of you guys. He would look you cold in the eyes, and he would negotiate with you with respect and back and forth and conviction and fresh ideas of how to make it work. He learned that entirely through the business of cards. Entirely. So now he's stacking racks, right? He's making legitimate money. So now he had to get in a bank account. He has to get a debit card. He has to see now where he can invest it. So when we look around that room and see young people and people of color running around that room and a high level of females and young parents, right? Mm-hmm. You look at this whole room of people, you just want to grab them all because you're just like, okay, listen, y'all. I can just see y'all about to change the world. Like, you are the next generation. You are up now. How about you learn how to invest a little bit? Watch this. If you do this with your cards, you can make this money. You work with our show, you market yourself like this, you're going to do this for this moment. And here's what happens next. And then not only that, we're trying to connect with sponsors that make that just not even a bridge. It just slams it right together. There's no bridge. Here's what you do. So that's what that's what we believe in. It's this kind of conversation, and it's people like yourself seeing it and calling it out. Mm-hmm. And then people like myself, in my situation at least, taking action, using my skills to sell the idea to the powers that be, so that those that don't have the relationships that I have get to reap the benefits. And then we all reap the benefits when those businesses start going off.
Yes, sir.
I like the fact you touched on financial literacy. We have a lot of things going on with people being in big time debt over cars and basically trying to hit a big card to make all their money back, and not realizing, I was saying somebody spent $40,000 to hit a $5,000 card.
Mm-hmm. We just saw a video of that. Yes.
Yeah. Like that, and celebrating he hit the card. Lost $35,000. So that financial literacy part is very important, because you should know where your money is going. Yeah. In general in life, like, what are you spending it on? Yep. Especially in this hobby, because at times it's a hobby, at times it's a business. And, a lot of people use their hobby to fund the hobby.
Yes, you're right. Well, look, the reality is that it is gambling, right? It's a really fine line. We are just hoping to get that pack. It's not like gambling like you have to be 18. It is, you're taking a high risk with your money. There's just no doubt about it. But let's talk about what is currently defining the card collecting hobby right now from a content perspective. 90% of it is that. The content that's being shared over and over again is the huge break, is the, oh my God, I broke the God pack, or oh my God, I just got the one of one, or it's all these big moments, huge dollars. And what is exciting about these things is that now look at us, we're having a conversation about changing the world through the hobby, like we got to change the conversation, add to the content. So it's not just about gambling, hitting that big one. It's also about, again, being wise about it. But Big Jon, honestly, dude, it's scary how gamified some of these high risks have become for some of these kids, or even just not even just kids. Let's be honest, man. I know adults too that are swinging too hard, it'd be really nice for us to continuously create places and avenues for people to do this without risk, with comfort, or with less risk, with knowing you're in a safer place. Like other examples around you of doing the hobby a little bit smarter and more financially wise. And then hopefully just by pure repetition, we start to impact people. But I think it really is about adding different types of stories into these conversations. Gets to dilute what it is. It's not just about hitting that big one. It's about hanging out and talking like this.
Yeah. So now your shows I've watched them grow, and they're going to continue to grow. I know you talked about this a little bit earlier, but expand on how do you manage that growth?
I said something kind of earlier.
That you use to the people that you're inviting, the number of tables, to your staff. How do you manage all that?
That's a great question. I ended up saying something a few months ago, and I kind of stuck with it. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I said, we're not trying to get bigger. We're trying to get better. Mm-hmm. And when you get better, you get bigger, right? So it's sort of like the same kind of math. But I'll say this, just to get some perspective on the throttling. We had 288 tables plus sponsors at the last show, so we broke 3. We had over 600 people on our waiting list, 600 vendors, not tables, 600 vendors on the waiting list. So we've been in the position now for almost from our first, right when we finished our first beta test show, we've been in a position to ramp this thing up significantly in volume of tables. We have intentionally governed that. Because we needed to, it's so easy to cash, just to say, let's just go for it. But I'm so glad we've done what we've done. I will say our next show will by far be the biggest we've done. Okay. But what we are doing is we're applying every single learning. We are not only are we data driven, but we're feeling driven. We're response driven, and we hear a lot of things, and we hear a lot of things. So our improvements of the shows, really, it's funny, people love these incredible spaces we're taking them to. But then if you want to number one feedback, they want more space. They want to, why aren't you in a convention? Why aren't you in a convention center? Yeah. Why aren't you it's so funny. They really just define a regular card show. Why aren't you in a convention center? We'll pay for parking. We'll go out there, and then you'll have the space. And you're like, okay, well, we can, and we will. And we have opportunities to do the convention center, but let's play with some of these things too while we're doing it. So, right now the opportunities that are coming in are so limitless that we are really fortunate that we're getting to be a little choosy, which is kind of fun. I think we have a couple really big surprises up our sleeve this year that I think people are going to be like, wait, what? I think it's going to be a little bit like the hobby's going to be where, and I'm really excited to bring those things out. But for us, we're never going to be over-defined by our venue. We want to be wholly defined by our community. Wholly.
Adam, when you talk, man, I'm just listening to you, right? I would call you you an agent of change, man. Everything you're doing is different. It's exciting.
I talk to him briefly.
Right? Sometimes people are afraid of that change. Why are you not at the convention center? That's what they're used to. But not realizing the opportunity, some of these people that was at the Intuit Dome would have never went in their life if it wasn't for your show. And not to see this beautiful, venue, because they're so focused on why is it not here. So how do you try to convince people to stay in the moment that they're in when they're at these shows?
Yeah, right? Man, I tell you, that's something I talk about constantly as a father, as a husband, as a businessman, as a mentor, is the internal now. The can you be present? Are we here now? Standing, with you, FD, on that stage, there's an enormous weight on me that day, right? It's an enormous weight.
Everything going on. Yeah.
I would say that I don't think I put that out there though. It didn't feel like that way, right?
You're not.
It's just man, I go right into the crowds, man. I go straight into it, like I am in the people. Like, so in our line for the vendors in the morning, I'm out there talking to them, hundreds of them, addressing them. I'm going out in the crowds that are waiting outside for, 1,000 people trying to get in. People that came we had 2,000 people show up just to get day of tickets. And we were already sold out. We're like, dude, we were sold out. Like, this is crazy. I go straight to it. You talk about people that are like, trying to convince other things. They're only doing it because we created the conversation. Like, people have the right to come up and say stuff to me because I've said, what do you want to do? So if someone wants to log, I can't take that compliment, right? I can't take these compliments and then be like, nah, I can't hear the tough thing to hear. I get it all. So I think, Big Jon, that's how I do it, dude. Just like deal with it straight on. I'm in the moment myself. We're in the moment together. And I've learned also, the older you get, you just like, this is what it is sometimes. Whatever that moment is, like, this is the moment. Like, maybe you wanted to be further out of line. Maybe something want to be different, but like, this is your moment. What are we going to do? And people really respond to that. And then we just deliver, once you get into our show, once you're a part of it, once you're in it, it gives back. You get, and that's undeniable.
So I'm gonna give a little testimony of what I saw. So I'm at the show. Adam knows he had a bunch of people outside in a long line to get into the show. And Adam was on that immediately at the show. Said a little something to me about it. And then I hear an announcement that there's a program in place of how the people that are sitting outside are going to be taken care of immediately. So when he talks about being at a show and staying in the moment and understand what do I need to do right now to make sure I'm taking care of the people around me, that's the first thing that I saw. Because a lot of people wouldn't have moved like that, Adam.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing from meeting you first time that was on your mind. You're concerned about the customer service that you're giving people and what you want to do about it.
Yeah. I mean, recognize real. I have to be able to stand in front of you like this is me, dog. And if I'm I could have picked a lot of other paths in life, but I have picked a road where I take the weight of the moment, right? I designed this collection. I did this collabo. I made this thing. Okay, cool. Carry the weight of it. What you going to do with it? Who are you going to bring in to help support that? How do you hand that off and move it forward? How do you assemble that team? Man, it's just a blessing to be in these kind of roles, that can even be looked at. I mean, dude, those kind of days, I love how we were talking about financial literacy in the community again, because sometimes it's just hard to fathom what's happening right there, right? But when we have 300 tables, that's 600 vendors. Like, that's 600 vendors that haven't even started the day yet, right? Like, that's just who's there just to be, and all of them are entrepreneurs. All of them have, 99.9 would have another job. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, right? You're dealing with this dude, and you're trying to buy a Pokemon card or make a deal for this, auto, PSA 10, Halliburton card. And you find out they're a doctor or they're a teacher or they podcast for a living, or you're just like, what? You do this entire other thing. And almost everyone has an entire other thing. So when we're in those places and I've created these communities and everyone's coming together, I can handle that pressure. I can smile through that. Oh, it's a little wait moment. That's the game, baby. We're going to get it fixed. And we do. And it brought us together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure. You really impressed me that day, for sure.
Yo, tell me this. So as just a sort of an aside to what I just said, what do you guys do? What do you guys do outside of the hobby? Like, what's your day, right?
Hey, John, you take the floor.
My day-to-day job is retail management. That's what I do day to day.
Amazing. So
the irony is that I also work in retail. So Big Jon and I have many conversations about many things, and we're very analytical people. So we think about things in a kind of a different way, and we pull the layers back to understand why is something operating a certain way, or what is the customer service aspect of it. So there are different things that I look at when I come to a show or go anywhere. If I'm in the grocery store and there's 15 people in line, there's one aisle, just checking people out, I'm asking questions. It's just who I am.
For sure. That's amazing. I'm the same way, guys. I've been in retail almost my whole life also, so I walk into a space, I'm already optimizing. I might move a cone around, I might slide a thing. So I might call some people over, add them into a line. I don't even care. Like, I'll straighten up an aisle, I'll go into a store and straighten it. I don't even care. Like, I'm just weird like that because I just like I like affecting the experience, right?
Yeah.
And it's all sides. You have to cast it because you got to hire employees, and then you got to deal with everything else is freestyle, live, off the cuff.
A lot's going to come up. You got to be able to handle it. Yeah.
Every day.
For sure. Hey, we got New Breed in the house. I just want to say he gave a shout out to Jordan.
Let's go.
We got giving a shout out to Big Jon. He has a question. How do y'all feel about getting jersey number cards? That's what I've been trying to get now. I mean, that's what a hobby's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got a jersey number card of a player, you're going to see a premium on the value of that card. A lot of times they're hard to find, though, Jordan. Yeah, I mean, New Breed, you know that. So, Big Jon, what you got?
I agree. Like the hobby will tell you, the first, the last, and the jersey number are the three most important numbered cards. Right. So if you can get the first, you're gonna get a premium. You get the bookend, you get a premium, and if you get that jersey number, that's another premium for you right there. So expect to pay some money for them, but I think that's a good goal. You know, go out there and get a set of just jersey number cards would be awesome to see. We got some other people in the chat. You gonna go through chat real quick?
Yeah, let's go through it. We got Jordan.
States in there.
Saying Steph hurt. What's wrong with Steph?
No. What's up with Steph?
I hope he's not hurt because Golden State is up right now by 12.
Yeah, he's not in the game.
I keep saying in this series, I think Golden State may have just put out one of the most difficult teams for them to match up with in Houston because Minnesota is a great matchup. You know what you're going to get. You know kind of who's going to D up who and who the ball is going to go to. Like, I really want to see what Anthony Edwards is made of in this series. I got to see it. I heard a lot of talking, heard a lot of chatter. I heard him say 5 years ago who he wanted to play in the playoffs. We just got to see it.
No, it's his time, right? I mean, everyone's wanting Ant to really do his thing, but you know what I love, and I think Ant might be single-handedly leading this for the NBA right now, is winning energy. Like, dude, like that fool wants to win. Like, he's not just gonna like dunk or hit that shot and go crazy and scream. He wants to win, man. And I love that about him. Watching him play against our Lakers, I was watching our guys. It was like, does anybody want to win? Does anybody want to win? You know, like what? Because Ant will eat you right now.
Agree.
He did.
That was a time. That was a time when he was 2-3 years in. Did I question that? But now I can see in Anthony Edwards that he really wants to get after something. Yeah. Last year, he said he was tired. The way he played against the Lakers, he didn't seem tired at all. Seemed like he wanted to bring his game. And he really wanted to show something about him compared to Luka.
He did.
He really showed something.
After that series, Luka is now James Harden II.
He is. He's going to continue to be. He's going to continue to be Big Jon.
That's who he is.
He never looks slower. He never looks slower than guarding him.
So, Adam, when we talk about Luka, Adam, what comes to your mind? You've watched a lot of basketball. You've seen a lot of basketball players.
Yeah.
You've seen elite and what elite is, and you've seen good to go. What when you hear the name Luka Doncic, what comes to your mind?
You know, well, the first thing is I love his slow down, methodical offensive maneuvering. It is just it actually kind of blows my mind sometimes how he can move so slow and purposefully. It's
he does do that. I would say he gets closer to the rim. He's closer.
Yeah, he's going full speed, and then those last 3 steps are so controlled and very unique. So I always think of depth of control. But, you know, I think it's obvious when we think of him, it's like you want him to slim down, you know, and like you want him to just take that extra weight off. Not because he's going to be – I don't think he's ever going to be fast. It's just that we all know what it's like to be men carrying weight you don't need to carry. And you could have 10 years on him right now. And every man that goes through that process gets to the end and goes, dude, I could have knocked off 15 of them pounds, 20 of them I was carrying around for no reason. And so I would love to see him sign his contract with the Lakers over the summer, have a full off season with LeBron level focus. I really would like
to see that.
And see what's up.
You think about the Luka in 2018, who was a rookie. Now, that guy was in shape.
Yeah, he was that 18-year-old, but the body was 18 in shape of 18, right?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he can come close to that. Yeah.
All that getting in shape won't Chiefs' desire to play defense.
That's true. It may make you more willing to
do
something, but yeah, it's got to be a dog in your chest. to get that done.
That's true. There's too many, and with the spread out offense these days, you can't be this low defender. You can't be weak link on the thing. So yeah, he's gonna have to figure out some movement.
Very true.
You guys play ball?
What's that?
You guys don't play? You guys hoop?
No. I used to play basketball when I was younger.
You retired?
And I did a lot of rebounding and running the court and playing defense. But I don't play any basketball now.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam? Adam, you ball?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
Yeah, I run a full court a couple times a week. Yeah.
How many times a week?
2 times a week. I try to run it, and then I try to catch up or something, or something. Almost every day.
All right, one quick thing for you. We got like a little breaking up in the picture and the sound.
From me?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, from you. I thought it was me, but
I don't know. I got full bars. I could do some. Let me see here.
we'll let it fix itself. It'll get fixed.
Yeah, it's already looking better.
Yeah. I mean, this NBA, that offensive stuff is good during the regular season, but the Warriors showed it last series, like, you can't score 130 every game in the playoffs. You got to win some games under 100.
Yeah.
Under 100. And, teams slow it down. We're not going to run up and down the court and be fast break in the playoffs. And that caught Luka, that caught Houston. You look at the Pacers-Cleveland series, right? Cleveland's without Garland and lose 2 games to buzzer beaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can't play the defense to stop them. To Tyrese Halliburton, who I think them calling him overrated might have sparked something in him, because since that poll came out, he been like, overrate this.
Yeah. I gotta say, that dude has handled that with so much grace.
Yes, really.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he was so cool about what happened to him at the Olympics, and then he's been cool. I mean, man, big win tonight for him, man. Congrats to that dude.
I think he's a great person, right? You get the Olympics not getting playing time. He's happy to be there learning. You look at the being called overrated. You look at his situation with his father and how he handled that with the right then and there apology and not condoning it, but also saying, hey, this is my father. So, yeah, he was wrong, but it's still my dad, and I'm rocking with him. Whether y'all like it or not, he's still my dad. So, he did what's wrong. Look, I understand the punishment, but at the end of the day, that's my dad, and this is over. So I respect how he handled every situation that he's been in. I think he's a good point guard, not a great point guard.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I think he's in a good category where I think people want to put him in a great category.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he can make a little run this year and maybe stack up another season next year, because he had a soft season this year. He's just playing good right now, but he's all right during the year. Sure. I mean, I hear you.
If they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals again, I'm gonna have to rethink some things.
But did you see the game tonight? Did you see how they won that game tonight?
Yeah, step back 3 for the win.
I mean, intentional free throw miss, offensive rebound, rip, dribble out, reset, step back 3. And it's like there's 4 things he didn't get a stat for on that thing that made that last shot happen. I mean, even the skill to miss the shot, I mean, I don't think that's practiced enough.
I agree. And to get your own rebound when someone should be boxing you out.
That's like unheard of these days, getting your own rebound. Like, man, that's a free ball.
You know what? The best thing about this was last night when the OKC lost. And the reason why I say the best thing is because there's a clip from LeBron and JJ talking about the foul when you're up by 3 in late game situations.
Oh, yeah.
To win the game. And look at how they completely backfired on OKC. We're fouling up 3 and end up losing the game.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, that sounds good, but it is a real reason why people don't foul while you're up 3. Just you play it out, and puts the pressure on the other team to make the shot to tie the game.
Absolutely.
You can't lose. You can't lose down 3 only if you foul.
Yo, by the way, Chet missed both those free throws,
Yep.
and then he was the one who was on the defensive assignment that should have got a hand in Aaron Gordon's face. So he really he cost a lot of
It
people.
tells you, like in the league or anywhere really in life, once you mess up at something, you gotta let that go and get back to what you're supposed to be doing.
That's
And
it.
he was still standing there. When Aaron Gordon broke out, Chet was still standing there.
Yep.
At the free throw.
Someone told Aaron Gordon that he's like the greatest player in the world, and he believed him. And he just keeps playing like that. It's crazy.
I actually believe he's a real matchup problem for every team.
Yep.
It all depends on how mad he gets. He's saying this year he wants to win a ring for Russ. So the word coming out right now is that Steph Curry has a left hamstring strain.
Ooh.
Big Jon.
Mm-hmm. It's all right. They got Jimmy Butler, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's okay.
They can lean on him in this series with these matchups and let Steph heal up.
You got Jimmy Penn against Minnesota. Give me the third string because Jimmy gonna win, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
Let's go.
Jimmy Butler's my favorite player. I said this all year. If the Warriors got Jimmy championship, I ain't backing that down. He is my favorite player. And I've seen him take less talent to the finals. So
absolutely. Newbury says they say the NBA playoffs rating are down 38% since but one thing I can say is that Game 7 of Golden State versus Houston was the highest rated Game 7 in years.
Really?
Something like that. So people want to see Steph. It's going to be interesting to see this. People want to see Cleveland. Do they want to see the Pacers? Who do they really want to see when we get down to these finals?
Yeah. Well, that's why these new guys got a chance to like take a spotlight because a lot of the big stars aren't in this one. I mean, you got the Jimmy Butlers, I would love to see Jimmy get one. What a dude! If he come out here and get a chip.
So
he will be a Hall of Famer if he gets one.
Yeah. And by the way, look at the Heat once he left them. I mean, they had a couple of miracle moments, but boy, playoff Jimmy was not there for the Heat this time. Damn.
Jimmy Butler's everybody. Jimmy Butler, yes. It's also good to see that link that him and Hill have. They're playing with each other, but you can tell Jimmy is also motivating him to push himself.
He's big growing him. Yeah.
It's almost like Wiggins with Iguodala.
Yeah.
When you got to push that player. I think we've played sports. There's been somebody on our team that needs a mentor or needs a little bit of push, and then you see the best come out of them.
Yeah.
Always works that way.
For sure. And you always want your stars to be the hardest working dudes, When you got that going, that goes back to leadership, right? When your team sees you who are the hardest working dude, man, they're gonna do it too.
Because what can you say when your best player is at practice early, doing his thing? What can you?
And not at practice early for show.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they're showing clips right now. Steph is out here limping around, still running and hitting shots, but got a limp to him, and then he comes out the game. We'll see how they'll do an MRI and find out how bad that is.
Yeah. That takes time, though, man. The hammies are tough.
Oh, Brendan says, when do we get to talk about Curry's decline?
3 years from now.
When he declines?
He is 41, 42. I see Curry sticking around until he has at least 30,000 points. And he's probably 3 seasons away from that. So, and then he probably still wants some rings. So
Are they going to keep Steve Kerr? Are they going to keep that whole kind of coaching team too? Is that kind of locked in?
Well, he signed, I think, up until when Draymond and Steph's contracts expire. So I think he's planning to be there. I just don't see these vets turn into a new coach unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, I kind of the perfect storm is a group exit. Kind of feels like a little.
Yeah.
The only coach that I think is on the hot seat if they don't make it to the finals is Tom Thibodeau. And I love Tibbs.
Yeah.
But I think if they don't make this 51 minutes, 47 minutes playing all these guys, I think if they don't make it to the finals, he's out of there.
Yeah.
And I love Tibbs. I love him. I'm a Bulls fan. I love Tibbs.
But I think Mikal Bridges the other night played 51 minutes.
That's madness.
In game 1.
Wow.
I didn't know how he woke up the next time. How do you feel?
I'll tell you what, though, that Knicks comeback and win, though, was insane.
Yeah.
That was, and you might have gambled, but might have pushed a lot of chips across the table to get that win. But man, what a statement! It just makes you scared. It never makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
The thing about Boston, they're a good team, but this 3-point velocity they have, trying to get up 53 points of the game. They missed 45. 3 is better than 2. I agree, but 2 is better than 0. At some point, when you miss it, you miss 30 of them. You might want to just step in and get a layup. Just hey, see how that feels.
Dude, I come from a running gun basketball style. So when I played my high school career, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and we took on going my 8th grade to 9th grade year. Our coach adopted the Paul Westhead Loyola Marymount offense. Mm-hmm. This is with this was the fast break numbers offense. It was literally you had to be scoring they were shooting the ball within 3 seconds of catching the ball. It was an insane offense. So my freshman year of high school was the first official year of the 3-point line in Nebraska. So we shattered every 3-point record for us and all running that offense. So I love a high volume 3-point offense, but I just don't like it when I don't like the modern high volume 3-point offense where it's just launch them up and no one's in the paint. It seems
kind of wild. Even but Adam, Golden State Warriors started a lot of that.
Yeah, huh?
That they don't believe in traditional roles on the court. So there's no I watch a game and you may see 3 different people play center on 3 different possessions because that's just the offense. Jimmy Butler a lot of times in the post playing center.
Totally.
And Draymond is playing a point guard. And then sometimes he goes to the 3, to the 4, and then back to the point.
You could credit that offense for giving Draymond such a rounded game.
Oh, yes. Yes, if he's playing for another team and doesn't have these shooters, he probably has a different career. But we all got to credit Draymond to me to have the wherewithal to know that I'm playing with greatness. I'm playing with the best backcourt of all time because we can't forget Klay Thompson. And I'm going to play my role.
Yeah, and get some rings.
Because you got to think Pat Bev averaged 32 points a game in Chicago on the West Side.
Yep.
He came to the league. He's not trying to do that because he knows his role.
Yeah.
Just how it works out.
Love it.
So, what position did you play at him in basketball?
I was a shooting guard. I played a 2-man or 3-man mostly.
Okay.
I'm not that tall. I'm just under 6'1". So I was headed towards. I play a little 3-man. Mostly 3-man was mainly my game.
Okay. Since y'all Bulls fans, who do you keep on that team?
Kobe White, Josh Giddey. You get rid of everybody else. Get rid of Patrick Williams.
I was about to say Patrick Williams. You're not a fan? Patrick Williams?
Get rid of Patrick.
Didn't he give himself a nickname?
I don't know what it was. I know he wanted a max contract.
I remember that. Yeah.
And you can't average 5 rebounds a game. You want a max contract. It's top forward.
So, Adam, do you watch football?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Who's your team?
I'm a Green Bay Packer guy.
Oh, yeah, you said that. What?
Yeah.
Because I'm from Chicago, so what's up? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I respect the Bears. Let's go.
What's happening with Green Bay? What makes you a fan? What's happening?
Well, when you're from Nebraska, right? We have no pro team, so you're either Chiefs, Broncos, Vikings, Packers. That's kind of usually what it is. I was fortunate to grow up in that Brett Favre era, so had a hot-headed white boy gunslinger. I'm like, check. I'm into that dude. So I just fell in love with the Packers young. And we had a long period because I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy, so that was sometimes you got different teams that you don't really love, but you still got to love the team. It's been really nice these last few years with what's happened with Jordan Love and just the whole energy of the whole team over there and with Coach. It's just I really love what's happening. And you know what we did, dude? We're one of the owners of the Packers. So, they sell their shares. They do this once every decade or something like that. And so it's really cool. Like, so me and Ryder, my boy, we're part owners in the Packers too. So,
Have you been to a game there?
I've been to Lambeau Field, and I got to see Brett Favre in a preseason practice at Lambeau, and then I've seen them play. I've been to sitting in the end zone at SoFi watching Packers, but we have not made the Mecca yet to Lambeau. But boy, is it coming!
So I got lucky in 2013. Knew someone at work, got some tickets.
What a year too!
Yeah, went to the game. To me, it's like, and there's no disrespect. I think this is how more stadiums should be. There's only so many seats, and it's like a big college stadium.
Yeah, it is.
There's nothing in front of you. Everybody has a good seat to the field. And I went. It was blistering cold, but it was. And then it's built right in the middle of a community, right down the block is the stadium. Yeah. And now they built the history of the organization and other stuff where you can go check that out while you're there, like a mini museum. Adam, if you ever can, you should check that out, man. It's a great experience. And I saw the Packers versus the Tennessee Titans when I went. I just wanted to be there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. My mom lived in Green Bay for a few years, so I went over there and I hovered on that outside. I got to see Brett, but man, haven't been back for a game. I can't wait.
I will say this: the Packers versus Bears is the best rivalry.
I agree.
And it's probably the most respectable rivalry when you meet fans.
Yeah.
Because I meet fans I'm a Bears fan. I'm like, yeah, we don't like each other, but you good with me. We gotta talk a little trash, but we can shove brats in the beer. You don't see a bunch of fighting and things happen when those games come. But it's the best rivalry. And right now my Bears are on the losing end of it. Like I give Jordan Love credit. He's a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
But that is the only team I will not collect any cards from. Packers cards, I don't want none of them. None.
It's a great experience. Newbury said he hope he can go to Lambeau. It's a great experience. I know you will enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, dude, my best friend's a Bears fan, so I collect Bears cards for him. So I'll get some dope bottles here and there for him. But
they're not for you. You're giving them all away. Have them. No charge. Just take them.
Well, dude, you know what's funny? Just to bring it back to cards, even one time, man, did you guys go heavy in Justin Fields?
No,
yeah, I didn't go heavy.
No, I avoided that.
Thank goodness. Some people did. That was a wild time.
I know a lot of people did. Yeah.
I still have feelings for him, man. I would love for him to be successful, man.
So would I.
Man.
We'll see what he can do with the Jets. We'll see. Hope he does well. The only thing I notice about Justin Fields is when he drops back, there's a slight hesitation on where he's going to throw the ball.
Yeah, you can feel it.
That slight hesitation kind of holds him back.
Yeah.
And I've never been a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I can't speak on that. I can imagine he wants to make sure he's reading this right and making the right decision. But if he can ever get that time that he's making that decision cut down, I think he could be something special. He has the arm strength. He's able to run. I think the Bears stunted his growth some. So hopefully he can get support, new coach, new system, and with the Jets, he can get some support there and then have a career.
Big time.
So Adam, when I say the name Shedeur Sanders, what are you thinking?
I think talk about a dude with some poise in the pocket. I think that experience of those cameras on his face and that experience of him being humbled like that was probably one of the most valuable lessons he probably could have experienced. And I thought another example of someone handling that moment with grace. Yes, I think he's going to be a really good quarterback in this game. I think he's going to be really good. I don't love how him and his dad went about that. I always am challenged by, dads and their sons and how that really should work. You know, it's complicated. I'm a dad. I'm very involved. I didn't have a dad involved in my life, so it's different. You know, so like So anyway, I see with that, and I respect that love. And boy, does he love his kids, man! Damn, it's amazing. But I would have loved to see him roll out there solo, do the meetings, do the combines, like do that thing, and like get on the team he should have been on. I think it's all going to work out great. I think he's going to be an incredible quarterback, and I think it gave him a chance to be graceful and get some fans as a result.
What I love about Deion is that when you see his children, some of them they have different mothers. There's a bond there. There's a unity there.
Yeah.
That has to be taught, understood, and talked through and sat down with people and all of that. Everybody was there at the house when he was being the first day when he thought he was going to be drafted. Everybody was there. Yeah. The day that he got drafted, everybody was still there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's something different. It's something special. Another thing I picked up on, which I like, we talk about investing and having financial savvy, is that house that he was at, I think during the draft, Shedeur actually owns.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Nice.
In Dallas. And you know that's all fun through Deion. But another point I wanted to make is that you hear all these stories. Supposedly he went to the Giants. He had some kind of issue with how they took him through plays. And he went to another team. There was some talk about him having some headphones on, some music playing while he was in the meeting. I just wonder if all this is true.
Totally.
Or not. Or is it fabricated? And if we live in a world where somebody could get someone's telephone number and prank call them on draft day, I don't know what other stories are kind of made up.
Dude,
I just wish the young man all success.
I will say from Shedeur, this is probably one of the rare times where his dad's advice was wrong. Can't blame him from taking his dad's advice, who's been there and done that.
Great point.
He's always gotten it right. At some point in time, as fathers, our advice is going to be wrong.
Yeah.
But you didn't see them blaming him.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see no blame. You didn't see no fighting about it. All right, this is what it is. We got to get to work. I just got to get to work. And he immediately went to Cleveland
and got to work
out, practice it in the community, going to youth games, going to schools and seeing people, seeing the kids. Immediately, I don't know what the quarterback they drafted before him did when they got to Cleveland, but it ain't did what Shedeur has done.
Big Jon, that's such a great point you made about like that's another beautiful thing that he did follow his dad's advice to so much success, and not everyone is right all the time. Like that's such a great point, and the way he handled his dad, maybe not making the best moment there, shows you the quality of character in that boy already. So that's an impressive moment, man. That's a great call out about that. You know, we got to be humble of the fact that we're not always right.
Because I think when I was I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think when I got to be about 18 or 19, I started to understand my parents are human beings.
Yeah,
and they don't do everything probably the best way, or that some of the advice they may give may have some flaws in it. But where is it coming from?
Right.
And then I ask myself, how many people do you meet in life that are coming from a similar place when they talk to you? So yeah, I agree with what you both are saying, is that he handled it in such a way, and even a prank call.
Mm-hmm.
He handled that in a particular way where someone else could have done something completely different.
For sure.
That wasn't really thinking through the process. And even Shiloh, not getting drafted, getting signed, being thankful. You know, cool today to see, though, that Travis Hunter and Shedeur are going with the same number 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
That's real.
That's real dope. Travis, he's going to have a moment too. Wow.
I think so. If he can stay healthy, I think he's going to sign a big second contract.
Yeah, second.
And be a real contender on a team that's trying to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Adam, just tell the people, I think you said some things about this earlier, but if I have been to a card show, and I've never been to an LACS, what are some of the differences I'm going to experience that I can know about before I even walk through the door?
Well, first of all, there's always going to be a vibe going. Music is the baseline for everything we do. So music's happening. An incredible curated list of vendors. They are going to be there's going to be a spirit of joy there that I just think is not always present at places. It's a fun community as a whole, but our community is even more amped up. And then we're just chock full of energy, man. The surprises, giveaways, and people are coming to spend. They spend time, spend money, spend energy, and share with each other. So it's a bit of an intangible thing that's different because, again, when you talk about ingredients in this world, that's one thing. But when you talk about chefs and making an entree out of it, that's another. And I think there's something about the alchemy that happens at an LA card show that's just unlike anything else. And you got to kind of see it to understand it. And you got to be a part of it because that's what it's all about.
Thank you, sir.
Adam, how many shows do you do a year?
Well, we haven't really listed that out yet. What's our maximum number we're going to do in a year? We have kept a pretty ferocious pace. We've been every 2 months, a show back to back to back for 4 in a row. We're spacing our big tentpole show out just a little bit further this time. So I think from a tentpole perspective, you'll probably see about 4 major shows from us a year. And then you're going to be seeing these sort of yet to be announced in between moments that I think are really exciting.
So when's the next show people should try to get out to and get their tickets to?
Well, we haven't announced it yet. So right now we just want people to be signed up on our social at LA Card Show or go to lacardshow.com. You can sign up. If you're a vendor or even if you have something, if you're a someone looking at a partnership who wants to maybe tell a platform story or tell a new product or a brand or a vendor or attendee, you can all go to our site and sign up. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what you do. And you'll be the first to be notified when we go live with our big announcement. Because we do things kind of special, we're not putting out these long dated calendars. So we are sort of dropping surprise. And we're hoping to drop that announcement in the next 2 weeks.
Can't wait to hear it.
Can't wait to tell it.
Us, Big Jon and us, we would like to, in any other way, to support, be a part of.
100%. No, we love that. I mean, we love it. I mean, just even continuing this conversation on a larger platform and, with more lights on it, like let's continue that. And, obviously the energy that we connected with, with Canvas Marketing, what we're able to do with those Steph Curry cards for the show was such a special thing, and how you and I connected. Those cards are so special. One of 30 cards that were put in the market that day with that collection. So really honored to have met you through that process and with that incredible group of dudes. Yeah, man, we want nothing more than for you guys to be a part of the next show. And really not even, it's bigger than the shows, right? It's something in between also. It's just about this idea that we're behind a conversation. I can't wait to tell the world, about you guys and about our conversation and have them hear it and have more ahead.
Yes. I know Will at Canvas Marketing is excited as well. And we were really excited to be there and be a part. And when Adam, everyone talks about giveaways and being involved, this is an interactive show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on and people talking and getting excited. And when we have giveaways, it is like there's a lot of feeling and emotion there and excitement and congratulations.
How many giveaways that day? I mean, dude, I like to do a giveaway like every 15, 30, 20, 30 minutes. Like, it's just one after another. It's so fun. I get so addicted. And
hey, Adam, I knew something was different about you, man. The first time we met is you came to the table.
Yeah.
And I knew you were the guy representing, and you came to the table. You didn't send anybody to the table. You didn't say go get them and bring them up. So I just love the energy, man. And that's why I wanted to have you on and talk and let people know more about you and what's going on with your businesses as well as what you're doing with the LA Card Show.
No, I really, really, really appreciate it.
I got to get the vibe of the show.
I want to hit you with something. If I told you that Anthony Edwards played 24 minutes, he's 0 for 10 from the field, he's 0 for 3 from the 3, and he has 1 point right now, and we're in the third quarter with 8:47 left.
What score?
Golden State's up 55-35. In the third quarter, Adam. In the third quarter. You remember my man 5 years ago said he wanted this, right?
Look at these 20, 30-point runs in the NBA these days. It's crazy how quick 20, 30 points goes.
Hey, man, you hit four or five threes, that lead just whoops.
Yep.
You go from 9 to 24 in no time.
Yo, by the way, go ahead, Big Jon.
If you watch these NBA games, you can tell where the momentum needs to be for who will win. Like those runs are very momentum based. It seems like in the playoffs. Like we talk almost every game. I'm like, if they don't get up to 7, if they don't get up to 11 right now before the fourth quarter, they're gonna lose. They don't have the momentum, right? Yeah. It's not like it's like even last night watching that Nuggets game, they were only down by 5 with like 3 minutes left. I'm like, it's tight. Like this ain't they were down 15 and I was 5. And I think either was Ime or no, I think it was Reggie Miller said that during the Rockets and Warriors, like if it gets down, if it's more than 5 with 3 minutes left, somebody's gonna get tight. If it's less than 5, like somebody's gonna get tight.
Damn.
No.
Yo, who brought back the Hack-a-Shack in the game the other day? They were
Sure. Adams. Kerr brought it back.
That's a strategy. I don't like it. That's a strategy.
I hate it so much, but it works. It's so frustrating.
But that one game, it got Adams out of the game.
Yeah.
The next game, it didn't work as well. Put them in a penalty. They were already down. Didn't work as well.
Yeah, that's a grinder way to win a game. Just 1 point.
No, but Hero, I can't give him that door out. Lights can't be too bright. You ask for these guys to come in, and then you want to see what you're going to do. And I will hope. I see right now the defense has been extended from the 3-point line all the way down to the baseline. But nobody here. You know, Nas Reed. You put a hand in his face, he can't catch a call. So a lot of these guys right now are being pressured. Like they did not get against Luka, LeBron, and the other team that they were playing.
Yep, straight up.
That's how it is. We'll see. We'll see if Curry can come back and future day. The hamstring, just the way he was walking on it, we'll see. It didn't look like some other hamstring injuries you'll see. But the way I think if he's sitting in the locker room, I can only imagine, and you see your boys handling business like this, and if they can hold this lead, it'll be good for him.
Yeah, if he can just not get back on that court and just get some electricity going through that hamstring.
Yeah, come on something when he's sleeping. He's probably already on meds to help the swelling in that area. I pulled a hamstring once in school. It probably ain't on the level of this.
Yeah,
but we know you got to get in there. He's gonna have some massage and some therapy there to help him get through that. But Adam, I don't want to keep you too late. I'm very conscious of your time. We flow sometimes for 2 hours. I don't want to keep you super late. I'm very respectful of your time.
No, man, you got me just chilling, bro. So it was pretty easy to talk this long. It's nice. We lose Big Jon. He stepped out.
No, he should hopefully be back. So, Adam, when you look at the world of sports now, compared to when you grew up, what are some major differences that you see? There's some things that always pops out in my mind. I want to pick your brain about. When you look at certain point guards, certain football players, certain quarterbacks, we know sometimes that the hype is real on when a person starts. But what do you think of sports in general compared to back in the day?
I think what I liked about back in the day was like Sunday basketball. Like a Sunday matchup, it's Celtics, Lakers, it's 12:30. You can't pause it, you can't rewind it. You're getting together, you're making nachos, and you're doing the whole thing together like your families and stuff. I miss that, and I think football still has a bit of that, gather around to watch football. I feel like basketball almost entirely lost that. Like you don't have a lot of get together and watch basketball parties like it was growing up, and I'm a basketball guy. So I think the way that it's consumed, and then everyone would have watched that one game. And so like that was really cool. Now it's harder. Everyone knows a little bit about everything instead of a lot about that one game.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a fundamentals guy. So like I'm intangibles. I want people diving on the floor. I want them to be bleeding on the court. This is my energy. That's what I want to see. And a lot of that's gone out of the game. So that's a little bit different. I think that professional sports should be entertaining and fun. And I think that they got to make sure they keep that going. Call less fouls in the NBA. Let them touch each other. Let them move a little bit. Let them celebrate without technicals. Let them maybe tussle up and get chest to chest without double checking them and putting them on notice. Letting people celebrate a touchdown and like not getting the flag.
I agree with that.
just let them, like, we're trying to get these personalities going, and it's every time they show a personality, then they get penalized for it. It's just like, ugh, that doesn't make sense to me. But no, look, I think that everyone knows about sports, which is wild now. It used to be like you kind of knew about sports or you didn't. And now it feels like you could almost talk about sports with almost anybody. That's pretty dope.
And I think it's the same way when you talk about the hobby, when you talk about TCG, any kind of gaming card, you talk about sports cards. I remember being a kid that, I collected autographs from. I collected coins when I was like 6 years old. You're not telling, you go to school, somebody asks you what you did on the weekend. You're not when I bought some stamps and some coins. Should people look at what? So now there's more of an audience for that, and people talk about it, and I think people are very interested in it. And I think people view things as being innovative when you do speak of it. I want to be a part of that community. And I feel like at this age in my life, there's more respect for different communities than I've ever heard probably before in my life, or people talking about different things that they're doing and involved in openly, either in public or you see different content about it. I think that's a very cool thing too. We got Big Jon back. Yeah. No problem. Adam, there was a question here from Jordan about if you're open to say, where do you hoop at?
So, good question. So I do a couple of open runs. I like to play out a couple of parks around here. So I play in like Mar Vista and Santa Monica, but I also play a really good organized game that some friends of mine have been throwing. I think it's on year like 25 or 30, like that they've been throwing these games. And those guys are like highly competitive, but they're not going to take you out.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because at my age, at anyone's age, really, you got to be able to ball and make moves and know you're not going to get pushed in your lower back or those things. And so I can't play at 24 Hour Fitness anymore. I can't play in those places. I don't need that in my life. But I play against really competitive dudes that are there to keep your knees on you.
I'm glad you found that, because knees, ankles, Achilles, nobody wants that to have a problem with that later in life. Because so I used to work with a guy who there used to be some run in the mornings before work started, like 5:30, 5:45, and this guy goes up, lands both of his bones and his knee come together, chips off a bone,
bro,
in his knee, and has major knee surgery.
Yeah.
Pickup run.
I mean, FD, I am, I have punch cards for my surgeries, bro. I've had so many surgeries, like to play ball for 5 decades, bro. I've shouldered, hip, 3 knee surgeries, ankle, foot, shoulder. It takes all that, wrist, all those surgeries, all those tore ups. But, to be healthy, it's a kind of a funny thing. If you're healthy, you're probably in a little pain. That's sort of a little bit of a trade-off. If you're active, you're in a little bit of a pain too. So I'll take that pain, man. If I'm hurting, that means I'm still going.
I'll say this. I'll get this testimony. If I'm trying to, I try to eat a certain way. I try to work out. And there are days that you don't feel good. That something doesn't feel right. You just had a walk last Tuesday. Now it's Friday, and this walk feels a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's part of my body that has changed. Maybe my ankle's hurting today. My foot doesn't feel right. Or my back, there's a twinge in my back. But if you can give yourself some more therapy days, is what I've learned.
Yes.
When I was 18, 19, 20, and in college, I'm just going. I didn't understand the therapy days. If you can give yourself more days to stretch, drink, make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, massage certain areas with a massage gun, things like that, and then go back at it, you're treating yourself to something better. Because the exercise is not the same as when you were 20-something. And Adam and Big Jon, you all can remember when, man, I didn't stretch for anything. If I was sitting at your house and we're chilling and we're watching a slam dunk contest and somebody says, after this, we about to go ball, then we're about to go ball. I don't need to stretch. Now I need to get down and go through a full something here. I need to really try to stretch my body out before I'm doing anything.
Yep. Dude, if I could go back in time, I would grab me and I would stretch. And I would tell you stretch every day. That would have prevented probably 80% of my injuries over the years. But I practice yoga, So yoga is something I think is is transformative. It's something that helps us live longer. Because, the thing that why people really get hurt later in life, even their 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s even, is they fall. It's balance. These are all about balance. So, we all just got to be working on our balance all the time. And things like yoga and stretching are just imperative.
Absolutely. And then know how to fall. Most people walking around really don't know how to fall. How to roll into that thing, how to use your shoulders, what to make sure that weight is hitting the ground at. Like I have my son now in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class.
Ooh, nice.
To learn how to handle himself, not to be combative, because I'm not teaching this young man to go out and cause problems. It's to how to, it could be, I learned stuff in football, just how to rehab yourself. You heard something. Like I pulled a hamstring, I strained the ankle really bad in college. What steps do you go through? And when do you know if I'm looking at swelling for 4 days and it's not decreasing, I have a problem. And don't fool myself. I need to go talk to somebody about that. So those are kind of some of the basic things.
Yeah.
That can get you through.
No,
he knows he's had a knee surgery. What you got, Big John?
If I don't scratch, I can't shock the muscles into doing something.
So years ago, I went out with one of my sons, Adam, that was at your show filming, and we go to the park and we're running, and I was running like striders like I used to do in football. And so he decides, he was young, he decides to, okay, I'm gonna try to go. And then when I saw him on the side, I'm like, oh hell no, you're not beating me. And then little tweak of the hamstring that day. And when I went in back to my gym, I was going to a gym. I talked to the instructor. He was like, why are you running like a 12-year-old? And then it just you sit there and you're like, you damn right. Wow,
that's a good point.
Why am I running against a 12-year-old? Yeah, magnesium rub does work wonders, people. Lavender bath does work wonders. There are things you can do to really try to rehab yourself too. To make sure.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards has woken up.
Let's go.
Okay, that's cool.
They down 13.
We are talking about a 23-year-old too, right? So like, these are bright lights. I don't think it's too bright for him, but nonetheless, 23 years old on this stage in this moment. I mean, having LeBron say, what did LeBron say when he's hugging him? It's like,
go get it, something like that. Go get it. Yeah. Such he's on the court knowing that Curry's out. But all you got to do in this situation, it's not easy. I shouldn't say all you got to do. They got to keep this defensive intensity up. I mean, he went to the cup there on Looney. We'll give that up.
Yep.
If he's not scoring on Jimmy Butler, or Draymond Green, or GP the second is out here, it's probably gonna be a long night for Ant-Man. And they're making him expend energy on the defensive end. He's out here breathing.
Why is Moody not playing?
Why's who?
Moody not playing.
I thought he was in the first half. He's not spending a lot of minutes, but I thought I saw him in the first half. Big John, you got any more questions for Adam?
I had a bunch of questions, right? So I'm setting up in my first show in June, a small show.
True.
Oh, sick.
So, what tips you got for me? Like, what kind of advice you can give down since you've seen many vendors?
Yeah. So do the work ahead of time. Know the prices ahead of time. Price your stuff out. That's big. There's nothing worse than going to a table, picking something up, and be like, "How much you want for this?" And they're like, "Let me look."
This is what I've been doing today. This is what I've been doing today.
Yeah. Already good.
Questions on stuff.
Have your QR codes ready. For your Venmos, your Zells. Have some cash on you. Make sure you got that all ready to go. It's always good to have some dives. So you got a box of $1, $3, $5 ones that people can hang out. You might be making all your money off some slabs, you might have some bangers, but give them a reason to hang out at your table. You look through a box and sit there and talk to you. I think it's a really fun thing. Get people to follow you right then, dude. Right every single time. Like, follow me right here. If that's part of your plan, I try to imagine it would be like you're trying to connect with them for the next time. So take advantage of the moment when you're in front of somebody. And then have a really take your time and be purposeful. Shit, put it out nice. You know what I mean? If people are crazy, they kind of just roll out and sort of slap it around. But Go to Amazon, buy a nice display. You know, get some nice plastic displays and put your things in it. I just think it makes a really big difference when someone can just come and understand what they're paying, what they're shopping for, and they can go on to the next one.
I like that because that's kind of my thought process going through this. Like it's tedious, but all my dollar box cards, I'm penny sleeving because that's how I prefer to look through them when I go to a go show. Like put them all in penny sleeves.
Yep.
So I got 3 weeks to get prepared. So I got a friend that's gonna do it with me, and he does 3D printing. So we're gonna have some different stuff at the table, and I have ideas. You know, my wife, she's got ideas of like t-shirts trying to make for me. So it's a lot. And I got to do something differently every day. Right now, I'm trying to be personal every day of doing something to prepare.
Yeah.
So I'm not last minute and I'm not overwhelmed.
That's great.
You're going to have fun, man. It's going to be
That's it.
I can't wait.
At the end of the day, it was one of my, and one thing me and FD do every year, we kind of make hobby goals and talk about it. So it was one of my goals was to show up at a show to get that experience, just to see. So I'm excited. I'm getting it out the way. I'm knocking off my list early, and I'm hoping that it goes good that we can, do it again because I like to have fun doing these things.
I'm gonna give you a little one. Here's a little secret hack we're gonna be putting out here on the interwebs. Put up a sign that says you're buying.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Put a sign that says you're buying too. Because what that does, that just invites every single person that's got some cool cards to come and show them to you.
Very true.
That's all it does. And you are buying, right? It's not saying you're buying because you brought 100 racks to freaking buy every card that comes in, but you're buying. So that's a really, really great thing to make sure you have that open conduit. Because I will tell you, shows are as much about trades as they are sales. And I will tell you, every show that I'm selling at actively as a vendor with my son, we are making trades and then selling those trade ups live time all day long. Trade up, sell up, trade up. So, trading and selling go hand in hand. So make sure you're looking for trades too. But the little hack of like putting a sign up that says buying, that's the move.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Even if someone starts showing you their large cards, they typically, if you're not interested in it, or if you are, you're good. If you're not interested, they usually have something else that's very interesting.
Yep.
At a lower price.
Also, kind of a dope way to see dope cards. Like I've seen some of the greatest cards out there that I may never own, but I like to kind of take a look at them.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
And then, but after you were right when you said Big Jon, which is, man, it's have fun. It's just so fun, and it just that'll just start to happen. Like once you're having fun, man, it drives me crazy when I walk up to a vendor and they're just like sitting, and they're like kind of stuck. They're like, man, sometimes it's not even that. They're just like sitting there, like, come on, bro, we did all this work to come together. Say hi to me. Tell me what I'm looking at.
And I've talked to some of those vendors, and we know that people have goals and aspirations, but they're also introverted. And it becomes hard for them to engage people, especially in a close proximity. But I always ask people, I ask my son, I have a son here that's introverted. I ask him to set goals wherever he goes of, are you going to talk to 1 or 2 people? And then you get to know those 1 or 2 people maybe. And then that adds to the next time you have an experience. You come in the door knowing probably 2 people, at least one of them are going to be here. And then let me add on 2 more this day. And then it starts to build up. But I know for some people that I've talked to that do vend, they want to do that, but then it becomes very difficult.
FD, so you've done this. You guys both have done this a couple of times tonight. Like, just took it and just turned it just a little bit. It's just like you just took that moment that, like, I think we're all familiar with, the standoff person at the table that I think is so frustrating, and you just humanize that so well, and it makes you empathize with that experience. And I'm telling you, you just shifted me a bit. Already, you just changed me right there. And that's such a great and important thing to call out. We don't know where anyone is or why they're there at that moment, but we know why we're there. And so let's control that side of it, right? Where we can control.
And I think what helped me is that, I played sports in college. You're around a certain type of personality. But I always tried to branch out. I went to a small liberal arts school. So I tried to branch out and meet people in the band and the orchestra and people all over the campus. I had a roommate that was an art major, so I would go to the art studio with him. And then, like, in the hobby, I try to talk to as many people as possible. But to tell you the truth, my son Greg taught me a whole bunch of stuff about there are different meanings for my actions. Someone can do something and you quickly draw a meaning to it because it triggers something from you from the past. Well, I've seen that before, so you must mean this. But that's not what that person means. That person is just naturally quiet, and it's harder for them to express themselves at times. But then when they build trust with you, then they're talking to you all the time.
Right.
They feel free to share their ideas all the time. But until you get that trust, they're still like they're just watching and seeing what's going on first.
Yeah.
I try to remember that there are tons of reasons that somebody's not talking to you that have nothing to do with me.
Absolutely.
Right.
But you know, if I'm introducing myself, we're no longer strangers, right? Hey, I'm John. Now we're no longer strangers, and now that's a barrier that I'm breaking down because now hey, you're Adam, I'm John. We know each other. Hey, what you like to collect? What are you here for? You know, you got to be able to like take what you know that is in common to break down the barriers that you don't know. Right? It's easy to talk to somebody when you know their name. Easy to talk to somebody when you have a common interest. Right? So then you slowly build that trust that FD's talking about.
So, Adam, do you have any cards in your personal collection? You don't have to show anything. That just off the top of your head that you kind of cherish in your collection, and it doesn't have to be anything that's of a high value, but it has meaning to you.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a card that started it all for me and Ryder, my son. You know, it was Zion Williams rookie PSA 8. It's like not even a great card, right? It's just it was a card I won, and it just represented the beginning of something. It just sparked something. So that one has a personal thing that we put on our PC, which means something. But I would say that my most, what I seek after are on-card autos. That's my personal favorite. And I'm a fight fan. So, my favorite fighter is Daniel Cormier. I was, at his fight when he became champ, beating Stipe Miocic, and we got the double belt. I got to dap him up. I mean, it was just an incredible moment. And so I have like that card, of his auto champ. Like that one is just like, oh, that means crazy amounts to me. Yeah. But then, I have like the John Jones on-card auto, Hamza Chimaev, like these cards, Conor McGregor. So all those mean a ton to me. Because I'm a big fight fan. I haven't got my grail yet. My true grail is, I have a couple different Kobe Bryants that I have in the future that I want at some point. But I haven't really got that personal grail yet. Just those ones that mean a lot to me. About 15 cards. What about you?
Very cool. I grew up collecting a lot of autographs. There are some autographs that are really like I got to meet Willie Mays, got to meet Hank Aaron. I got to meet Nolan Ryan, Jim Brown, Ricky Henderson, just a bunch of people over time. Yeah. When I was 15 years old, though, I got to meet Willie Stargell at the same place where the Nationals held in Chicago, out in Rosemont. And I got a chance to talk to him. And I was, at that time, Adam, very shy to meet him. It was someone that in 79 won a championship, and my father had always talked about. And so my dad and I walk up to him, and he's got all kind of conversation for me. How old are you? I'm like 15. He's like, man, you look like you're like 22. He said, talking about different stuff. Where'd you get my shirt from? And he started signing, and he's asking me, do you want anything else on here? Adam, I'm frozen. I'm like, I can't believe. In my mind, at that age, I was like, I can't believe this guy's talking to me. Like, I expected to walk up, move, leave, no Willie Stargell talking. And that, I think that experience shifted how I approached going to an autograph show and talking to people. After that, it was long years of, I go up and I talk to the athlete. You usually have somebody sit next to them that's telling you what they won't sign. I'm talking directly to the athlete. Yeah. And I build a rapport with them and talk to them about what I know about their career. So that kind of stuff has always been cool with me, really dear to me. But
FD, those are really humbling moments for those guys.
Yeah, they are. It's like, most people don't get that, Adam.
Yeah.
Most people don't get that. Most of these guys are taken back.
Dude, it's hard, man. That's so humbling, man. They gotta sit there and
understand me, and you know something about me. Like one time I met Rod Carew here at Frankensons, and I wanted him to sign something about how he got his name. There was a doctor on the train that his mother was on. His mother went into labor, and the doctor's name was Rodney. And I break all this down, and I'm talking to him about it, and he's sitting there in amazement that I know this about him. And I said, man, who has a story like that? That you're on the train, your mom goes into labor, and the doctor that delivers you is named Rodney, so they name you Rodney. So I mean, those kind of things are really cool. But there's some cars, you know, there's a few cars, Curry, Shea, Ohtani, some current stuff that I really like. But overall, to me, it's just a story of the hobby. And the biggest thing, Adam, I'm probably into the hobby, really am, because my father introduced me to it when I was really, really young. And he had a passion of collecting baseball cards, but really didn't have the means to. And then they were kids where he probably had some very important cards that he put on the spokes of his bike and just rode and heard a clicking noise.
Hell yeah.
He enjoyed himself. But he told me, if you want to invest in something or you want to put your money someplace and watch it grow, you might want to do this. So going full circle to what we talked about when we first started, he was a proponent of the education. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. He was talking about the education of things, and he was the first person to talk to me about how you store your cards. What are you going to do with them? It's going to be important. So now, when I'm doing anything, I think about that. If I take Junior or Greg to a show, I'm thinking about that. We come to the LA Car Show, I'm thinking about that. Because as I see parents walk around, he was the one behind me telling me Jim Brown stats and say this to him. He did this in 1965 and say this to him. And I'm trying to remember that as we walk up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I love that. What about you, Big Jon? You got a card you love?
I got probably 3 cards I love right now. The card that got me back in the hobby was a Lewis Robert top sapphire blue. Won it in a free break. And it was the biggest card that I had I had a $100 card. So I keep that. And I'm a wrestling fan. So I have my favorite wrestler is Montez Ford. So I have a gold out of 10 auto of his. That's an SGC 10 that I keep. And then I have a 6-year Jimmy Butler patch card. It's an SGC 7. And I have that up in my display.
Let's go.
This did a 50-50 club Jordan PSA 8 that I have in my display behind me. So you'll see, but all my displays back there.
So I see him peeking back there. Yeah, man.
Peeking back there. So
very cool.
Keep all my stuff around me. Those are like cards that they ain't going nowhere. They're gonna stay.
Yeah.
But mostly like when I'm buying and selling, my cards are between $1 and like 50. What I like to be, because again, speaking of financial literacy, that's kind of what I can afford. This is my budget is for the week or for the month. This is all I'm gonna get this, or this is what I sold on eBay, so I can go get me something else. And right now, me and my daughter are into the Squishmallow cards from Panini. So we've been doing that and enjoying that and teaching her about, hey, what's the value, how you store them. Totally. Hey, I just sold one of your cards. This is your money. What you want to do with it? You want to save it? You want to go buy another box? Like, you want to go to Booksman and buy some books? Like, this, you sold it. It's your card. So,
how old is she?
She is 9.
She's 9. Yeah. Oh man, already in the game.
Sorry. She's 10 now.
Yeah. She
she turned 10 yesterday. So.
Oh, very cool.
Happy birthday!
It's fresh. Appreciate it. It's fresh in our minds that We got an adult now.
Yeah. 10. Full
Double
grown.
digits, man. I keep telling Julian, when you turn double digits, everything changes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotta be more responsible. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, man.
So Golden State is still up by a significant amount right now. We'll see how this game ends. You know, until game 2, they're about 17. They're still going to be talking about what's up with Curry, how hurt is he, so we can get ready for that. That was a question here by Hero 3. Any of you use VeriSwap? I've been on for a month and still haven't been able to make a trade. I'm all about fair value, but nobody would trade a one-on-one card. I only get offers for 5 small cards for my PC, for my big card. Okay. I've known a few people that use VeriSwap. I know some vendors that do. I haven't personally.
Oh, so that brings me another question that we're talking about VeriSwap. What have you had like Wolf mascot or like some out there where vendors can put their cards up before the event so people can see what they have or what they're bringing? Because I know they did it for the West Coast card show before, Wolf mascot.
That's a good idea. We've not incorporated any sort of like preview model like that, but that's a really fun thing to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know they've done West Coast. They did the Philly show. So I mean, I've used it. I love if you have slabs. It's the easiest thing to post to sell eBay when you want to sell your slabs. You just go right to the thing, click a button, and it goes right there for me. So, and
Yeah.
my other question was, how do you produce your like content for Instagram or TikTok or social media around your shows? How do you curate that?
Well, we it's kind of nice when you have a POV when you are your own POV, right? So like I can put up there whatever I want, which is kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's first of all we just shoot a lot of stuff, get a lot of content. We're really a clean aesthetic. So we just try to keep really branded and clear messaging. Like right now, we're in between our show announcements. So it's just more about perpetuating content and sort of the energy of what we're all about. So any event we do, we have multiple shooters is capturing and catching content. And then we turn those into, we literally make them into ingredient files. And then we start to play with those in different ways. We did a great collaboration this last show with Superline. They came in and covered our event for us. They ended up doing like 5 major pieces. Super influential point of view these guys had. Superline was great. The show before that, we partnered for media with Close Up 360, who's a big media sports group, and had a really cool partnership with them. So, we make our own internal content, bring external to shoot it. And then we're trying, which we do successfully, but we are making an environment that is encouraging content to be made. So, so much content we're able to reshare and repost and re-put back out just by nature of our events attracting so much content.
Yeah, they do a great job. I saw a lot of people filming.
Yeah. Talking one here, learning thing that we did, this is kind of interesting. So like our Mayan show, which was the show right before that, was a turn up, right? So that was like, it's literally in a classic LA club. So sound is intentionally being pushed to the center of the floor, right? Like that's what it's designed for. Mm-hmm. So that thing, we were bumping and it was loud and it was fun and it was a vibe. But what we noticed afterwards, we had all this amazing content. And that's funny. I didn't really notice it. It was an abstract awareness where it came out where we realized this. All the content were montages. Like every content were like montages with an overlay, a voiceover, or from everyone. And I didn't really notice it. We were just sort of sharing it. And then someone pointed out to me and I was like, whoa. And I understood why. Yeah. Basically, no one could use the shared content they created by nature of us having commercial music played in a volume that couldn't be suppressed outside of their own recording devices. So that was a huge adjustment. We made it into a dome. We changed the positioning of the sound, changed the volume, moved to commercial music in between. We were using unlicensed music into high point licensed music during big moments, big giveaways, and then back to commercial free, et cetera, allowing for just content to be made, shared, and proliferated. So those are some of the learning kind of things we're doing all the time, Big Jon. But I'm really glad that you guys are pointing out that you like or appreciate what we're doing on there, because we're just trying to put an authentic point of view out there. We basically want to be like LA. So when you see our thing, we want it to be screaming LA, straight up.
All right.
I'm gonna have to get out to LA and see what's going on out here.
Sure. Well, we got a dinner next time you do. That's for sure. We'll do it right.
Yeah, you got to spend some time with Adam and his team. You got any more questions, Big Jon?
I'm good, man. I appreciate the advice. I appreciate the energy, man. You know, a lot of people say they get those ups and downs in the hobby when you get tired out of it. But conversations like this is what's reinvigorating, right? You don't necessarily need to be buying, selling on Instagram to, keep the hobby moving and keep your, energy up for the hobby. Having conversations like this every Tuesday energizes me, makes me want to just be involved. And I appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us.
Man, I appreciate you guys so much, man. This is absolutely what it is. I mean, FD, I saw it in you right away. I was like, I love this dude.
Oh, brother.
I'm so honored that you asked me to be a part of this, guys. And
yeah.
It's so casual. I feel like we already go way back, right? I mean, this is easy, man.
Well, you were openly talking to me at the giveaway table. That's why I asked you, hey, we have a podcast. I got a partner that's on with me from Connecticut. We'd love to have you on. And I already knew. And just how you responded to my first message and all that. I just appreciate genuine people when I first meet them, and just let me know who they are, because I'm going to be who I am when I'm around you. I'm already giving you what FD is about. Big Jon's already giving you what Big Jon's about. That's how we roll.
My boys call me AD, so I know you're FD, but I'm an AD my whole life. So like my nickname in high school was it was an ADRT, which is AD running things. That was AD running things. That was my name. What's up?
All right, we like
that ADRT. I like that. And also, I want to say, everyone that I came in contact with under your umbrella at the show, great customer service, easy to talk to, answer questions, had that same energy of being excited, and it was a pleasure to be around them.
Man.
And then just so you know, as a parent, kind of my lens has kind of changed to where. When I take my children somewhere, I take them somewhere that they leave with a positive memory of or positive thoughts. And I don't have to always say this. I don't have to get in the car and explain to someone, we don't really do this. You may take your kid to a baseball game or anything, and sometimes something happen where they ride home and you got to explain to them another aspect of life because of the event. It was all positive at your show. Everyone that we came in contact with was very positive, even away from the Canvas marketing table. It was a very positive experience. So I just appreciate. I want to let you know and your people know that they are appreciated.
Let's go. I appreciate that so much. I can't wait to tell them this, and they're probably watching already. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Well, everybody, we got Adam from the LA Car Show. Before we leave, do you want to let people know where to find you, get information about events, all of that?
Straight up, our number one, if you want to know what's up with us on the daily, it's Instagram, LA Card Show, just LA Card Show straight through. But we're on all platforms. On TikTok, we're LACardShow.tv. We have a YouTube page as well, but you can get all the information where you should sign up right away at LACardShow.com. That way you'll be the first to know for whether you're attending the show, first to know about vending at our show as well, and then you'll be the first to hear our big announcement for our upcoming events.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you sticking in with us for this whole duration of this show. Very much.
Let's go. FD, Big Jon, thank you, fellas. I appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you, brother.
All right, peace, fellas. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Y'all keep rolling, people.
Keep rolling. All right, did we end it, or we gonna
we can keep going for a little bit? We can keep going. So it's a 13-point lead, 8 minutes left.
Yeah,
I'm noticing that Timberwolves are trying to be a little physical.
Mm-hmm. But they ain't really working.
It's going to be interesting. What is Rudy Gobert doing tonight?
He got a couple bucks. They playing good defense and started fourth quarter. Well, it's a heavy hill to climb. We'll see where it goes.
What does it say when Golden State wins this game? Without Steph.
This is the reason why you got Jimmy. This is the reason why you got Jimmy.
Hold up, we got a 3-point play from right now. Edwards is just running and throwing up whatever. So Steph had 13 points in 13 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But he came out ready to get after something.
Pat Spence is handling the ball well though.
Yeah, he's in the game. Okay, 12-point game. Excuse me.
Yeah. Too many late shot clock shots for the Warriors right now.
So Pat Spencer's getting Curry minutes?
Yeah, getting Curry minutes. That's why I say where's Moody. Because he's getting point guard minutes right now.
So we got to find a way to score points, though, bro.
Yeah,
we can't just come around and move the ball and have Draymond shoot a 3.
A 3 with a late shot clock. That's like the third one this quarter.
Can't happen. We gotta be able to move this ball.
Here's the thing: you can't come down and not have Jimmy touch the ball.
Draymond's gonna be physical with Gobert every chance he gets.
Every chance he
gets, bro. If it's on the foul, he's gonna make him feel him.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta hold this lead, Big Jon. It's 7 minutes is a long time.
7 minutes is a long time for 10 points.
You cannot give up this game. And we gotta keep the defensive pressure up. Edwards is just penetrating that wheel right now.
Yeah, it's probably time to get Looney in. Go and pull up.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
It is time to get Looney in.
Question: who would you compare Edwards' game to in the history of basketball that you've seen?
Oh,
very difficult question for me.
If they score here, it's going to be it needs to be a timeout.
They're moving the ball. You got to be able to get a shot up, though, a real shot.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond shooting threes, man. This is not going to work. Can't be your whole offense is Draymond shooting the 3. I like the effort of the ball movement. They got
Looney needs to get in the game. They're getting beat off the glass. This is a problem. Spencer's out. Who's he subbing in? Draymond's out.
My thing is this: you Rudy Gobert. Like, shouldn't you be doing more than just rebounding? Hey, look, he has GP down there. He has Spencer down there. Like, you can't put that ball back up.
See the difference that Looney made just now? That length?
Yeah. Draymond gets the rest. We gotta get some offense in here, people.
That's like a no ball. Look at the last 2 plays. Looney comes in, defense rebound, offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Early in the shot clock.
What's so cool about Looney is that he's gonna work but not foul people.
Mm-hmm.
Looney is a wild boy, man. Just puts the work in. He's not looking. And look at Gobert. Gobert is grabbing Looney's jersey.
And it's still an offensive foul. How does that work? And they're in the penalty.
Yeah, but we got to, in the Steve Kerr offense, you shoot threes. So you live by a three and you die by a three. So you're shooting threes and you're missing. What? There's a lost art in today's game. It's the drive to the cup and get the foul.
Well, this is why I don't understand why Spence was the primary ball handler for as long as he's been the primary ball handler this game. And not Pods.
Hey, what if Curry's out for several games?
If they win this and they go down 2-1, they're down 2-1 in the game 4, they're fine. Yeah. They lose this and they go down 2-0, it's a problem. There you go, buddy. There you go. Good shot.
What do you think of so you're way ahead of me. I gotta go back at the line. Well, where's
Sorry.
Oh, he missed. Okay. Well, what do you think of what the Joker did last night?
So I've never experienced a player coach like Bill Russell was, but that's what you have right now.
Yeah. He's showing. You got to give him all the credit. He is showing a lot right now.
You know what he's showing to me? That he actually cares about basketball.
Yeah, because before he acted like he didn't. Or maybe he didn't.
I wasn't gonna go on my horse. It's just a job. No, he acting like he actually cares what's happening. Like winning and losing matters still.
Yes. But did you see Big Jon, like you predicted, when they brought in Looney, everything switched. Everything switched. They're back to about 14.
You can't drive when you got this tall, that length.
He doesn't have the green like hero. I'm talking about if he's rebounding, you're dunking. You're going up and finishing the play. You're not. Well, we know that's not really Gobert. That's how the Cavs shot themselves out of their win. The Cavs are down 0-2, young man. What's your thoughts?
They are who we thought they were. I mean,
what's really hurting now? Darius Garland's not playing.
Yeah, and now Donovan Mitchell is being Utah Donovan Mitchell.
He's doing, and he's also getting hurt. It looks like his back is killing him.
You take 30 shots? 30, sir? 2 games in a row?
He was pulling from 3 tonight. Like, it's interesting, man. Every year, a team goes through 82. They get to the playoffs. And how you let Tyrese Halliburton get his own rebound to miss free throw? And then put back up to 3. And my man, Ty Jerome's face. Ex-Warrior, Ty Jerome? Ex-Phoenix Suns, Ty Jerome?
Hold on. Now I'm looking at Adam got me looking at cases because I was not thinking about
pull something up.
Display case.
Let's check it out, homeboy.
Check it out.
Check it out.
So I like this one.
What you got here? Some shows, like, so you want to buy your own case?
Huh?
Because there's some shows you can rent your case.
I don't know. I got to reach out to Lamar and ask, can you rent cases or not? But
what site are you on right now? This Amazon?
Amazon.
Oh man, 59. I thought there were more than that. 59 for to have your own case.
Yeah, have your own case. For 59, 36 cards. That's not bad.
Not bad at all, man.
Yeah. There's another one I like.
Working, man. You are going to be organized. I love this.
Yeah. I like this one too. The second one pop up?
Yeah. Yeah. Pinewood
And
cards.
this one's 25 for 40. Just sit on the table. Doesn't take up that much space. I don't know. I like them both. Yeah. What y'all think, Chad? Which one you think is better?
I feel like this is a display for certain cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the other one you can lock it. You know, you can do certain things with it. So you may have other cards in that. And I've seen this at shows for definitely if you have a table of giveaways or you running some kind of, you know, I've seen this before in that kind of concept.
Okay. Like the other one was traditional.
Yes.
Five or here for 55, still not bad. UV protected, lockable, frame cabinet.
Very nice.
Handle on the outside. It may be worth it just to buy one anyway.
I think so.
Not half for the price.
I thought these things were like $200 plus. I always thought these things were expensive. Never took the time to really see what they cost. Just came up with that number. Don't know why.
Yeah, I thought they were expensive. I was like, that's why I hadn't looked into it yet. Because I was like, it got to be $200 things. $60.
You do know there are shot selections here where Looney is out rebounding Gobert.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff I talk about. Like, and we know that's because of foot movement. You know, I think Looney's going to the line right now. He's gonna have a big role in this series.
See, I'm trying to get anything now because I don't want anything to come to the house while I'm gone.
And what's your show? What day is your show?
June 1st. It's a Sunday.
Okay. That's coming up soon.
Yes, coming up soon. So we're getting prepared, you know.
Oh, that's okay. All right, D number chaser, I hear you.
That's Jordan.
I know. So we got they came down in price. Because I could have swore I was at a show. It was the Boom. And I asked someone, how much do these things cost? And they gave a larger number. Just have to be careful if it's open, people can see it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Usually the stand-up one that's open is in a high-vis place, so people can take your cards. And then the case just adds that level of security.
Yeah, I think I want the case just for security. I mean, I'm not having anything crazy, but I still don't want to lose any slabs.
True.
I'm not even bringing much. Like, I'm not bringing any of my Kobe Whites.
You got some nice Kobe Whites, man. You always downplay them.
Yep.
To me, you got some nice Kobe Whites.
But I ain't trying to sell them, so I don't want to bring them.
I know you. I wouldn't be trying to sell. I actually went to Burbank on Saturday and sold some stuff to get down to the nitty gritty. I think my PC now is time to start adding some stuff to it. There's not a lot of fluff in there.
You still working on that one card you're looking for, right?
Yep. Still going to work on that Curry, Pops, rookie, refractor. And I feel pretty good until that opportunity becomes. Come on, people. I know it's 4 minutes left, but we got to still push. We can't let this 14-point lead get down to 8. We've had 2 shot clock violations in the last 5 minutes.
And they getting free throws. That's the problem. This is going to be a 5-point win for the Warriors.
Yeah, as long as they get that dub, I don't care what it is. Who is that down there? Randall? What kind of game is he at tonight? I haven't heard this dude.
Not a great one.
He's going to be like that most of the series. He has 16 on 4 of 11 shooting. That's not going to cut it, man. That's not going to cut it. And is at 6 of 18 shooting. That's not going to cut it. These dudes the next game are going to have to come out the gates. They're going to have to come out. Because this defense, if Curry is on the court or not, is going to extend on you. This is not some people in Lakers uniforms reaching, and people are right up in your face. So it's interesting how some of these young guys don't play in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, this game everybody's played. Kaminga's played.
No, I'm talking about there are some people in street clothes for Minnesota on the bench. They're like first, second year players.
And another foul. They're gonna make this interesting.
Man, we got Gary Payton bringing the ball up. Wow. Jimmy, you got to make those shots, man. I know legs are weary right now. You just played a couple of days ago. Like who's that? Is that Gary Payton or Spence?
Gary Payton.
Why would you foul Ant on a one-handed layup? You can't do that. You can't pull that arm, bro. Mm-hmm. And then he points at him. You know one thing about Ant, no matter what's happening, he is going to talk.
Yep. Good makeup. Good makeup.
See, we're down to okay. You know, this might be time for some of these guys to gel together.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy's laboring.
Gary Payton has gotten a lot better from the three, man.
Mm-hmm.
Big shots at big times of the game. Oh, Edwards hit a three. Okay.
There you go.
He looks like you see Edwards looks tired as hell, man.
Yeah. Jimmy's tired. They're laboring.
Yeah, but you got to think Minnesota's been off, man.
Mm-hmm.
Been off some games.
They were like 0 for 13 in the first half from three.
I love how Buddy Hield just leaves that arm in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big shot. You know Ant's going to keep shooting.
You ain't got no choice. Oh, so I got this home today.
Oh, very nice. I like that a lot, man.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
So I got a bunch of slabs home from Arena Club today.
So did you pull that card?
No, I traded for the Arena Club. Remember a couple shows back?
Yep.
Put that trade off?
Yep.
Finally got it home. Yeah. Got some Griffies.
Cool. Very cool. Nice card, man.
Vintage. Jim Bar.
Oh.
Listen, I've been, again, putting in work, finding deals and trading on Arena Club. Trying to, Macari, just trying to find cars and places that you don't know, people don't normally look.
Mm-hmm.
And then compare them to the comps from Carl Ladder and eBay. Get a good deal.
So a question here from Jordan is: you want it graded, or would you buy it raw? What is he referring to?
Your Curry.
Oh, if it's a nice raw, it's hard to find these cars raw. If it's a nice car with no imperfections, no dimples, because I've seen dimples on some of these cars, I would buy it raw. But I probably would have to buy it graded. But if there's a raw opportunity, I love to look at that card. I think some of the best finds I've had has been raw. and I've tried to turn them into something else. So I'm good with that.
I think Curry may be a off-season look for me. Try to get a couple of his.
Yeah, I
Up to 99.
I would think that's a good time.
Non-rookies and get them graded for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I picked up another cards from GameStop over the weekend.
That you had graded?
That I had graded with GameStop. She shipped back 7 weeks.
That's not bad, man.
7 weeks is not bad.
What was up with the stories of the Jimmy almost had a triple double.
Mm-hmm.
What was up with the stories of long lead times at PSA?
They too many cards.
But how did you get yours through in 7 weeks?
They sent them out March 2nd. GameStop came back in 7 weeks.
They're probably answering. Turner and them are probably answering those delays that people were experiencing, either with headcount or some other process changes.
I mean, it was like 5 weeks, so 2 extra weeks, not bad. I don't expect the cards I dropped off to be back until July. So they said they're running about 2 extra weeks behind the GameStop. So like, yeah, that's perfect. I picked it up in July and I'll send some more in.
Or it's getting this win, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Jimmy slows it down.
Yep.
Slow it down. And this is what you didn't do with OKC, and this is what Cleveland didn't do today.
Nope.
Donovan Mitchell was coming down still shooting threes. Even if you get a missed shot, you took time off the clock.
Yeah, you can't get 13 points in 30 seconds.
At least Ant-Man knows that his jump shot is broke tonight. Might as well take it to the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we gotta hope that Curry is okay.
He's gotta stop shooting in. Oh no, that's not out of his hands.
Hold on, did I get blocked by Draymond?
Was the shot?
Blocked? Yeah.
Yeah, it was blocked a little bit.
Okay. Like
Again, we just started paying attention, and at least 4 times Draymond is shooting at the end of the shot clock grenade.
We got to get better at that.
The Wolves played good defense.
They do.
Problem is they shot bad in the first half. Was down 11.
They do.
And historically, the thing about being down at halftime to the Warriors is that the Warriors come out of halftime and usually go on runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did hit 4 in the first half, but those 4 wasn't at the end of the shot clock. Those were winning the floor of the offense.
Yeah. And when is what's today? Today is Wednesday. Next game Friday.
Yep. Every 2 days.
So we know that Curry's most likely not playing. So
Not playing Friday.
No.
If they play next Monday, he'll probably play.
Just so rough, man. His game is stop and start, moving, running. Just gotta see what's up with him. But at least you have Jimmy, who can get you some time. I'm pretty sure treatment has already started. Steph is not sitting in the locker room chilling. Treatment has already begun.
I had this conversation at work because one of my coworkers, he's like, "Oh, Warriors losing. Warriors gonna get swept." I was like, "The Wolves don't have enough."
They don't. Houston was a much tougher matchup. They don't.
Yeah, it was a matchup problem, but Houston didn't have enough firepower. It was just a matchup problem.
Yes.
This isn't a matchup problem. This is a firepower problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Because once you get past Edwards and maybe Rand, who's going to basketball?
Yeah. But that's why I told him Nas Reed isn't a factor.
No, not if you put a hand in his face.
And then, okay, so you got Nas Reed, Buddy Hield, same thing, cancel each other out.
Yes.
Okay, Gobert and Draymond cancel each other out.
Yes.
Jimmy and Randall, I'm taking Jimmy.
Yes.
And if you so even if you say Steph and Edwards are a push, Jimmy's the winning factor.
Yes.
And Jimmy's playing against his old team. And we know how much he loves to beat his old team.
Yes. Highly motivated. He's been very aggressive tonight. 2 assists shy of a triple-double.
Yeah. So it's like, what about Jaden McDaniels? Like, what about Jaden McDaniels? He does not matter.
Last series, he was linked up with Luka. There's no Luka on this floor right now.
No. And if you got to run around chasing, you can say the refs stopped letting it be so physical in that Houston series. Like Game 6, they got tired of chasing Curry.
Yes.
At some point in time, you get tired of chasing that man. If you got to do it for 7 games, you just get tired. 11-point win.
Jimmy Butler right now is playing with a very much better team than he had in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And can really, let me tell you the truth, Big Jon. He can lead these guys past Minnesota.
Yeah.
Curry might not play again in the series. And doesn't necessarily have to. Doesn't need to be somewhere pushing himself. 11-point jam, baby.
Listen, the longer the series goes, the worse it is for Minnesota. Because if they're winning games without Curry,
There's a problem.
There's a problem.
I just like to know, and I'm not going to jump ahead. I'm not going to say it. I'll wait. Big Jon, you know how I can start jumping in.
You can jump.
So can OKC get past the Nuggets?
No.
Doesn't look like it, right?
So I was looking at the field. Every team left has made it to the Western Conference Finals, has experience, besides OKC.
Mm-hmm.
They're the prove it. They have to prove it that they can make it, and they can beat.
They're like that 2014 Golden State team.
Yep.
That lost against San Antonio, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they got to prove it.
So until you prove it,
and people like Chet in this series, Chet and Hardenstein, they're going to be tested.
And the thing was, Hardenstein didn't play bad.
No, he did not.
Next, didn't say play bad as the fact that they just both got outplayed.
Mm-hmm.
They got out endurance. They
about one person.
By one person, right?
And let's not skip over Aaron Gordon and Russell Westbrook. Jamal Murray had a decent game, but them two guys right there, Russ just brings another level of tenacity. Do you see Golden State owner shake Butler's hand?
Mm-hmm. Russ brings another tenacity. Russ so unlike other teams, the teammates are not letting Russ be the scapegoat.
No.
Right?
Think about the difference in leadership that's around him than what he had with the Lakers.
Or with the Clippers.
Yes.
Can we admit that this Kawhi tenure in the Clippers failed miserably?
It did. And can we also admit that trading Shea was the worst trade in NBA history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be the top 5 worst trades.
Yes. And is Kawhi back next year?
Probably.
So I think him or Harden have to go.
Now, since you bring up this Shea trade,
yes,
let's talk about Jalen Green. He had a bad series. He had a bad series.
Yes, poor, very poor.
Very poor.
Yeah, and to me, the reason why is Golden State shut down his like Anthony Edwards like to his penetration lines.
Mhm.
They shut that off.
And he's not a good. He doesn't penetrate as well. He's taller. He's not as shifty as Anthony Edwards to get in there.
No, and his jump shot is not blaze on. So
I believe it will be premature for them to trade Jalen Green in this offseason.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're moving Jalen Green right now.
Everybody's trying to make him the scapegoat in the media and to trade him. Kevin Durant, Giannis, Devin Booker. I get it, but this is the one time I'm going to agree with Ime. Trading for somebody to disrupt what we've built and helps win a championship, it has not been working. Trading for Kevin Durant has only worked one time. It has not worked the 2 times afterwards.
That's because he had to play with certain players.
Yeah, it has not worked.
To say he was allowed to do what he likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to worry about defense. He didn't have to worry about certain things. He was here to shoot that rock.
Yeah. It has not worked 2 other times.
But one thing I learned about Jalen Green, I want to try to say this the correct way, and this is not a knock against him. I just learned something. He's a soft-spoken, mild-mannered person.
Mm-hmm.
He's really not about that rah-rah, and he's not. I kind of thought he was his rookie year. It's really not about all that. And so it becomes difficult for him when he's asked a lot of questions about his performance. It's hard for him to answer that, but this is why after that game 1 loss, it became Van Fleet's team.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you double team him in game 7 and Jalen is out there on the island, who's taking over? Sengun only has 1 post move. He does, bro. He does. He has 1 post move.
There's no reason why, as out of shape I am and don't go to the gym, that I should have more muscle definition than Sengun.
He needs to work. He needs to work on something. He has the ability to do more. I don't believe in this baby Joker stuff. No, I'm not buying that.
But I can see the upside.
Yeah.
Right? I can see the reasons to believe in the upside. I'm not crucifying them.
True.
They ran into a team with more experience. They ran into a team who's been there before and not afraid of the moment. Who's been there before multiple times.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, sir.
And with a coach, okay, we've been physical. We're gonna talk about this physicality. I believe 2 words are the media's favorite words right now, and it's physicality and force.
You're right.
Right? They got to master physicality and their verticality and their force. They just got to play basketball. And they wasn't playing basketball. Right? And Draymond had to do what Draymond had to do. You want to play basketball or do you want to play basketball? Because you want to play your way. Here goes the head.
I don't understand these guys who get to the playoffs and act like no one's going to try to get in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never played ball before when somebody started talking crazy to you?
So,
I don't know. I don't think I've ever played a sport where somebody's not talking crazy. I can't believe Cleveland's down 0-2.
That is hard to believe.
Did Evan Mobley play today?
I think he's out as well.
Well, did he? What did he do? Hit his spinal cord or something? He fell. Man, if they don't have Mobley and they don't have Garland. Oh yeah, Mobley has a sprained ankle. Well, this may help them treat Steph's thumb and hamstring.
But if you are Donovan Mitchell, you should not be down 0-2.
Especially
right?
when especially when you knew it was coming. Mitchell put up 30 shots for 48 points. 15 of 30 for 48. Allen had 22 because he had to score for 2 people. Ty Jerome, we got to put up something for Ty Jerome. 28
minutes. You making Paolo look like you know what you're talking about.
You're looking at making Jalen Green look like a superstar. 28 minutes, 1 of 14 from the field, 0 of 4 from the 3, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 points, 4 fouls. Ty Jerome, this one's for you, bro.
Man of the hour.
Yes. It's always funny to see him in that Kings uniform. You want to talk about BJ Armstrong?
Oh yeah, my boy BJ. Well, I know him and Scott Perry are cool and tight, but if you haven't watched or listened to BJ's podcast,
you'll be missing out.
Man knows ball.
Yes.
On another level. Like,
well, you play with the GOAT and you get coached by the GOAT. And then you go to the other team and try to challenge the GOAT. I always love that about BJ. He might be able to turn Sacramento into something. He should hire back Mike Brown.
Yeah.
What do you think? What you think Ant-Man's gonna say?
Well, he got to be better.
He scored 23 points on 22 shots.
He got to be better. You can't go 0 in the first half. You can't. Julius Randle can. Gobert can. McDaniels can. You can't.
I see what Gobert did. 9 points, 4 of 7 shooting. Why does he have 9 points?
But I actually think it's just trendy now to root against Golden State.
It is. Everybody's saying that. I watched the Shannon Sharp last night. Shannon Sharp, Ocho, and ISO Joe all said Timberwolves are going to win in either 5 or 6. It is. It was the same way in 2022 when they won. Yeah. They're not winning anything.
It's just trendy to say they're going to win.
It's trendy to say they're going to lose.
I mean, they're going to lose. Yeah, it's just trendy. Like, Curry doesn't get the same benefit that LeBron does, right? It's trendy to say LeBron's always going to win and Curry's always going to lose. And when he gets 5 championships to LeBron's 4, then what you going to say?
I want to see when he tweaked his hamstring.
Right there.
On that 3?
Yep.
See, older players, man, it's like the basic movements. And the fact he still scored afterwards. Still cutting. I don't think this thing is horrible. But you got to make sure that when you bring him back, this can't be a Kevin Durant against Toronto. When you bring him back, he has to be ready to go this series, next series, finals.
1/4 of the way, other way there.
Yep.
Because next year is going to be the hardest, right? When you have to go against Denver or go against OKC, that's going to be the hardest.
It's going to be hard.
Because one's going to be just as smart as you.
Yes.
With a pit bull and Russell Westbrook. And the other one is going to be longer than Houston and more sound defensively.
Mm-hmm.
And with one player you can't account for, which is Shea. They have no matchup for that for him.
They don't. DiVincenzo, 3 of 11, 7 points, 1 from 7 from 3. Quite a bit of Minnesota shot poorly.
Yeah. If for some reason in the offseason you guys lose Moody or GP2, getting a DiVincenzo wouldn't be a bad idea.
You got to get him, man. I don't even know why he's gone.
Who?
DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Needs to come back.
Yeah.
Everybody. Randall shot 4-11. Everybody shot poorly.
Well,
Reed was the best shooter.
all right. All right.
Big Jon. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you being here. I know I do. Big Jon does.
Yep.
Thank you for everything.
Good conversation today.
Yeah, we had a great conversation with LACS's Adam and his passion for the sports car hobby, TCG hobby, and what he's bringing to the table as far as his show.
Pash had to wake me up.
He's a great person to meet.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you that. Big Jon, stay on for a second. I want to ask you a question after this.
All right.
Everybody, peace.
Peace.
Keep rolling.